A power line exploded after being torn down in Charleston. Channel 9 is tracking damage across the Carolinas.
And a live look at the conditions from Myrtle Beach. Dorian's eye wall only about 40 miles away and getting closer. You're watching Eyewitness News live at 5 o'clock.
As Steve just showed you, Dorian is scraping the Carolina coast right now, knocking out power to hundreds of thousands.
Tornadoes have been a constant problem there along the coast, with several of them being caught on camera, including this one in Myrtle Beach.
Channel 9 has meteorologists and reporters spread out from the coast to Charlotte, tracking every angle of this storm tonight. Chief Meteorologist Steve Udelson starts with the latest data and what Dorian's expected to do.
Yes, Scott, hurricane hunters have been flying in and out of the center of the storm still. You can clearly see the center of circulation, the eye, 45 miles south of Myrtle Beach. And there is some awfully heavy rain going on right now. In fact, we may be setting records for rainfall in places like Myrtle Beach, in and around the Charleston area, and eventually on toward the North Carolina coast as well. These spiral bands have many embedded thunderstorms. At 5:30, we're going to talk with meteorologist Jacqueline Shear about why we're seeing that. As we'd forecast, dry air is holding court in and around the Charlotte area. Not a drop of rain. The nearest rain is along the Highway 52 corridor, and it continues to sit there. It is not going to budge farther west. There's the dry air over us. Higher humidity, that's where the rain is. Anson, Richmond, and Chesterfield counties. Now, we've all seen the wind today. Wind is gusted to 30 miles an hour in most of the Charlotte area, and a tropical storm force over the South Carolina Midlands. But you want to talk about big wind? This is a look at Doppler radar estimates. The eye wall is right here, and radar's picking up 80 to 90 mile per hour winds just offshore. Here's the problem. It's forecast to lift north toward the North Carolina coast by Oak Island, Wilmington, the Cape Fear area, and eventually Cape Lookout later on tonight. Here's the rainfall estimates. 4 to 8 inches of rain, setting records across portions of the South Carolina coast. And the latest forecast track calls for the storm to come ashore probably tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, not far from New Bern before it shoots out through the Outer Banks. We've got our own meteorologist John Ahrens on the coastline in North Carolina. John?
We'll check in with John a little bit later. Thank you, Steve.
And now we want to get you caught up on more of the details with the latest on this very powerful storm.
Dorian is now being blamed for 4 deaths on the U.S. mainland, 3 of them in Florida and 1 in North Carolina. It's also left hundreds of thousands without power, mainly in South Carolina, where about 241,000 families don't have electricity. More than 8,200 are without power in North Carolina right now.
And tornadoes have been a major issue with Dorian. This one captured on cell phone video in Myrtle Beach. Just look at that. Reporter Dave FAHERTY is there live now with more of that video and the damage it left behind.
Erica, you mentioned that video. That tornado actually set down about 5-6 miles from where I'm standing right now. The conditions this afternoon have dropped quickly. We are getting some very strong winds. I would say winds in the neighborhood of about 40 miles per hour, perhaps gusts over 50, maybe approaching 60 miles per hour. I'm in the Myrtle Beach area. Dorian is about 45 miles off the coast. I don't know if Carl can get a good shot of this or not. He's up near the hotel right now, but the surf is really kicking up here. We did have some flooding along Ocean Boulevard. Take a look at this video. This is Ocean Boulevard up in the North Myrtle Beach area this afternoon. You can see some of the high water up there, the wave action as Dorian got closer to the Myrtle Beach area. We also went to that area immediately after the tornadoes set down this morning up in North Myrtle Beach. We saw a lot of damage to an apartment complex up there. Roof damage, siding ripped off the apartments up there, even some cars that were knocked into each other. I got a chance to talk to one resident who heard the whole thing.
What sounded like a loud truck, but it must have been the tornado. And then the banging and crashing against the front of our building. And then that was it.
The big concern going into tonight is this heavy rainfall that we've been getting here along the Carolina coast. We have had upwards of 8 to 10 inches in some areas of rainfall already. Some parts are under a flash flood warning up along the Waccamaw River. They're concerned about that flooding up in the Conway area later tonight and into tomorrow. Back to you, Erica.
Well, Dave, I know you're experienced having covered many of these storms for us over the past 20 years, but stay safe out there. Thank you.
It was not just there where Dave is in Myrtle Beach. Tornadoes hit up and down the coast today. Our affiliate WCTI captured this video of mobile homes flipped over and ripped apart by a possible tornado on Emerald Isle. That's right along the Crystal Coast. No reports of anyone being hurt there. Now take a look at this. That is a Jeep and Myrtle Beach with the waves crashing all around it. Our affiliates at WPDE say nobody was inside this Jeep, but there are conflicting reports about how it got there. Either way, it's not going to come back the way they left it. Wind gusts up to 47 miles per hour happening, more than 5 inches of rain today, and storm surge of up to 7 feet happening because of Dorian.
We're just getting in some information now about Anson County Schools announcing they will be on a 2-hour delay tomorrow, a 2-hour delay. Wanted to pass that along to you quickly. And now we want to turn to our reporter, Ken Lemon. He is in the Wrightsville Beach area. Ken, I understand you've been seeing some flooding issues down there.
Yeah, we've seen some flooding in Erica right now. The rain just started to pick up with on and off conditions out here. But all this rain has caused a lot of problems for drivers. Take a look at this video that we got earlier today. New Center Drive, we saw several drivers, driver after driver, going into this flooded water here. We watched one person actually get part of the way into that water and then get stuck, have to push his car right back out there. Several roads around are flooded, but this is why you shouldn't drive into this. This is I-40, a picture tweeted by DOT just north of Wilmington, a road undermined there. One driver that I talked to told me that he tried his best to finish work early today so he can get out and avoid all the hazards.
It's time to leave. The sky's ominous, it's threatening. Looking for a little break in the action so I can get home and be with my family.
And when you talk about water here, you're also talking about storm surge. A lot of people concerned about the fact that high tide's going to be later tonight. Dorian will come later tonight. What that's going to do to some of those areas that sit right near areas like this with lots of bodies of water around here. Later on tonight, we'll talk about the wind. I clocked wind at 46 miles per hour just standing out here. Erica will be back with more information for you, or Scott will be back with more information for you about what's happening here in this area.
All right, yeah, the tides are all important when it comes to that surge. Thank you, Ken.
And now we switch to the Charleston area. Some streets in historic downtown Charleston have been turned into what looks like rivers. The water rushing past storefronts, the street signs, the palm trees. And now we have more video to show you that you have to see. That was a downed power line sparking there along the wet street. It kept exploding. It's a real testament to the dangers of all this and that downed power line. We know right now there are at least 167,000 power outages just in Charleston County alone. Now we want to switch to some more live pictures for you. The Carolinas really in for the long haul here as Dorian continues to bear down. We will have live team coverage continuing throughout the next 90 minutes. We'll go over more of the damage that's already taken place and we'll track the danger that is still to come.